When your wife asks for a divorce over text and demands everything go through lawyers, you comply, but with a strategy that flips the narrative completely. Here's how I turned a sudden betrayal into a calculated game, ensuring the consequences were felt where it mattered most: financially, legally, and emotionally. Hi everyone, I'm David, the storyteller on the Family Tales channel. Here, I'll share stories about love, conflicts, betrayal, and infidelity within American families. These stories offer a deep look into relationships and the challenges families face. Stay tuned and explore with me. If you love emotional stories and want to uncover the hidden secrets in families, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our videos. My wife sent a message stating she wants a divorce and that all communication should go through my lawyer. I responded, "Got it." Then I terminated her credit cards and withdrew all financial assistance. 3 days later, her attorney was urgently reaching out to me. Initial entry: I, 42M, am currently navigating through things, but primarily just going through the motions. It feels oddly serene. Just 3 days back, on Tuesday afternoon, while I was engrossed in work spreadsheets, my phone buzzed. My spouse, Olivia, 39 years old. The message was concise, harsh. "Olivia, Ethan, I am seeking a divorce. All future communication should be directed to my lawyer, Mr. Peterson. His contact information will be provided shortly. 15 years of marriage concluded through a text message. No alerts. We enjoyed dinner the previous night and discussed our plans for the weekend. Standard. No indications pointed to this. I gazed at it for perhaps 5 minutes. Surprise, pain, frustration. Absolutely. Everything is there, quietly brewing underneath. However, on a superficial level, chilling precision. She established the conditions. Only lawyers allowed. All right. Got it. Thanks for your response. At that point, practicality became the priority. Legal avenues rendered informal marriage agreements immediately null and void. We consistently maintained a clear separation of our primary finances for everyday expenses. I picked up that lesson from my parents' chaotic separation. She maintained her own account, while I had my separate one. Plastic money. Olivia held additional cards linked to my accounts. It's not joint ownership. It's simply the authorized user status that I provided. Accessed banking applications. Tap. Cards have been cancelled. User has been reported and is no longer authorized. Completed. Compensation. I sent her a monthly amount to her personal account for her to use as she wishes. Accessed my banking account. The recurring transfer has been cancelled, in effect right away. Collaborative subscriptions. Streaming services like Netflix and Prime. In my name, signed out from all other devices. Updated passwords. If she desires streaming, she purchases it. Vehicle. The vehicle she operates is under my lease and my insurance policy. I chose not to cancel the insurance right away, as it poses risks for everyone on the road. However, I made a note to discuss the lease transfer with my lawyer as soon as possible. Is there a gas card linked to a credit card that has been cancelled? No longer of any value. It took approximately half an hour. Not about revenge, merely embracing the new reality she established. She set the boundary. Only attorneys. All right. Attorneys focus on binding contracts, not on presumptions stemming from a recently concluded marriage. An hour later, the details of her lawyer arrived through email. I sent them directly to Ms. Cole, a highly regarded divorce attorney recommended by a colleague. Sent an email to Mrs. Cole. Got a message insisting on only divorce attorneys. Understood. Seeking urgent advice on what to do next. Safeguarding your assets. Consultation fee. Completed my work project. Returned home. The house stood vacant. She must have done the packing while I was away. I actually slept pretty well, surprisingly. Jump ahead 72 hours. It's Friday afternoon. A call from an unfamiliar number comes in. I sensed it. Hi there. Are you Ethan? What is Ethan's surname? Cutting, restless tone. Communicating. This is Mr. Peterson. I am the representative of Olivia, who has the last name of Olivia. My client is facing some challenges. Is that all right? Calm tone. Her cards were declined. Funding has been halted unexpectedly. Quite unusual. Mr. Ethan's surname. The financial status is typically preserved throughout the separation process. Mr. Peterson, I stated with composure. On Tuesday, my wife sent a text insisting on a divorce and mentioned that all communication should be directed to you. I recognized and followed through. Casual financial deals are done for. Future assistance requires an official legal conversation, by means of you. And my attorney, Miss Cole, whom I'm hiring. Stop. Shuffling through papers. She requires financial support immediately. Essentials. Stay options. Housing options. Authentic astonishment. Where is she at? Irrelevant. Your actions were deceitful, abruptly ending the conversation without any notice. Mr. Peterson. Cooler voice now. My wife ended our marriage on her own through a text message and established the lawyer's sole condition. She disrupted the established norms of trust and communication. Financial assistance will be established through legal means rather than through desperate calls regarding declined cards for which she was not the primary account holder. Extended break. My client is in urgent need of financial assistance, he stated firmly. That's her choice, I responded. All communications should be directed to my attorney, Ms. Cole. Do you have her information? Indeed, he clipped. Outstanding. The discussion has come to an end, as instructed by my wife. Hello. Disconnected. My heart is racing now, feeling the rush of adrenaline. However, there is also the aspect of validation. She desired something detached and formal. She's on it, precisely. Anticipating Miss Cole's call. This is merely the beginning. Revision 1. A week has passed. It's been a week since the message. As anticipated, tensions rose. Appreciate the feedback and messages. It's reassuring to realize I'm not crazy. Miss Cole responded the same day Mr. Peterson called. She's great. My actions were validated based on Olivia's message. Guided. Keep a record of everything. Mr. Peterson made his initial move on Monday. Formal request for urgent temporary spousal support, along with exclusive access to the marital home, which she has already vacated. Haha. What is the total? Out of this world. She essentially expected me to cover her previous way of living, along with new accommodation and legal expenses. What is the level of entitlement? Professional. Ms. Cole replied. Responded with significantly reduced temporary support, grounded in genuine necessity rather than desires. It has been observed that she has departed from the residence I continue to inhabit. Emphasized her exclusive rule for lawyers and my behavior as a direct result. Subsequently, the personal assaults commenced. On Wednesday night, Olivia received a call from her best friend, Haley. Responded in anticipation of insights. Error. Is that you, Ethan? What on earth? No greetings. Is that you, Haley? Weary. Don't pull a Haley on me. Olivia is lounging on my couch. You interrupted her. She was unable to purchase groceries, turning her into a homeless person. Hey, is that you, Haley? Olivia sent a text to demand a divorce, only for legal professionals. I honored her desires. This is nonsense. It's clear she hardly puts in any effort. What are her options for survival? She's absolutely frightened. Olivia's side hustle in graphic design brings in earnings. 1 month on the couch, primarily enjoyable funds previously. She engaged a lawyer prior to our conversation, I remarked. All financial matters are handled through him and my lawyer. The method she selected. Harsh, spiteful. Finally, after 15 years. She was filled with emotion. Oops, I messed up. Only instructing lawyers is a particular error, Haley. Was bringing Mr. Peterson on board also a misstep? Quiet. She absolutely deserves support. She was always in your thoughts and care. If she hadn't ended the marriage through a text and involved lawyers, I would have been open to discussing things in a friendly manner. She established the guidelines. We are now in pursuit of them. She'll strip you of it all, Haley spat. She can give it a shot, I replied with composure. Legally filed. My lawyer takes care of it. We won't be going into this any deeper. Farewell. Tap. So I'm the villain for adhering to guidelines. The story she's weaving is entirely about being a victim. I received a bank alert yesterday as well, a withdrawal attempt from a previous savings account. It turns out there was a joint account we had opened a long time ago and completely overlooked. It wasn't included in our current financial activities. There was merely around $500 remaining in it. It seems Olivia discovered the debit card and attempted to empty it. The sudden activity on the dormant account was flagged by the bank, headed directly to the destination, discussed the ongoing divorce proceedings. The account has been frozen while awaiting a legal agreement. It's not about the money, it's the effort. While her attorney yells bad faith at me, Miss Cole states that this truly benefits us. Demonstrates that Olivia is not merely sitting idle. She is proactively seeking alternative avenues beyond the process she requested. Anticipating the court date for the emergency support hearing, Olivia is still staying on Haley's couch. Mr. Peterson is likely coming to terms with the fact that his client anticipated an unlimited budget. Not real. Experiencing reduced surprise, increased resolve. This is going to be unpleasant. Revision 2. 3 weeks have passed. All right, it became messier. Unbelievable, I understand. Attended the emergency support hearing last week. Olivia stood there, her expression tense, deliberately steering clear of my eyes. Mr. Peterson contended that she was impoverished, wronged by my harmful deeds. Mrs. Cole delivered her presentation with poise. The text. Olivia started with legal counsel, exclusively. Financial statements from the bank. I indicated that I cancelled the allowance for supplementary cards linked to my accounts following the message. Evidence. I continued to cover the mortgage, utilities, lease, insurance, and other significant fixed expenses. Proof. She tried to access the long-neglected joint account after insisting on involving lawyers. Her earnings demonstrated that her part-time income indicated she wasn't impoverished, merely lacking extra funds. The judge was not convinced by Mr. Peterson's theatrics. Inquired with Olivia about the lack of previous conversation. She spoke softly, feeling overwhelmed. Ha ha, definitely not. The judge appeared doubtful. Outcome. Support has been temporarily ordered. Much nearer to our number compared to theirs. Sufficient for essentials. Support for legal expenses. However, there is no financial support for her previous way of living. The judge essentially pointed out Olivia's own behavior. The text. The effort to deplete the account played a role in her present circumstances. It felt like I narrowly escaped a dangerous situation. However, their work was far from complete. This week, the true competition has begun. Deceptive maneuver number 1. Received a call from my HR. Confidential report. Claims of inappropriate use of company assets for personal legal matters. Incorrect. Utilized personal devices. Only/email. And unpredictable actions, implying uncertainty. I'm grateful that my boss understands who I am. The complaint lacked clarity. The HR department has reviewed the logs. 0. Let's have a quick conversation. Clearly outlined the fundamentals. Ignored it. Obvious effort to interfere with my work. Minimal. Ms. Cole took note of it. Challenging to validate an unnamed source, yet contributes to the overall trend. Deceptive maneuver. Number 2. Olivia's mother reached out. Emotions. Allegations. How could you do that? She's having a tough time. Unjust judgment. Provide her with additional funds. Consider the time she dedicated to you. Identical reply. Olivia made this choice. The financial matters are being managed by the lawyers as she asked. Unable to talk about it. Labeled as unfeeling, disconnected, unyielding emotional control. They honestly believed I would continue to pay indefinitely. Here is my reply. Maintaining reason amidst chaos. Their strategies simply illuminated the circumstances. Merely responding fell short. I had to take steps to ensure my legal standing and close off any potential for exploitation. Adhering to the rules without exception. The vehicle. Mr. Peterson received a letter from Ms. Cole. Is temporary support in place? Olivia must take care of the car. Assume the lease, if eligible, or send it back. I will halt payments in the next cycle. The insurance coverage I had in place would end at the same time. 1 month. Her challenge to address within the boundaries of the law. The residence. She submitted a request for formal exclusive use after her departure, but the judge did not approve it. Initiated the valuation process for the sale buyout. A buyout seems improbable considering her financial situation, setting up definitive legal authority, division of assets, advocating for prompt and complete financial transparency. There are indications of concealed assets on her part. It's time to be open and clear, required by law, concealing matters. Additionally, legal issues, recording instances of harassment, documented each deceptive call, the issue at work, dates, moments, overview. Ms. Cole states that a pattern of bad faith tactics impacts the legal fees associated with the final settlement. It's not about payback. It's about carefully navigating the circumstances within the legal framework she set up, particularly now that they were employing deceitful methods. The workplace issue has reached a point where taking strong, clear legal action is necessary. Yesterday, Olivia sent me a direct message violating her own principle. Ethan, the car is off limits for you. How am I supposed to get anywhere? Paul, please put an end to this. Captured. Delivered to Ms. Cole. Response sent. Olivia, as you requested. Date. All correspondence through legal representatives. Get in touch with Mr. Peterson. Quiet. Last update. Half a year later. Approximately 7 months have passed since the text. Finalized the divorce last month. Seems like it was a long time back. It's time for the last update. The past 6 months have been a grueling battle in the legal arena. Mr. Peterson postponed. Olivia portrayed herself as the victim. Declined sensible proposals. The vehicle. Significant conflict. She was unable to qualify for the lease takeover. Declined to give it back. Mr. Peterson presented a case for necessity. Mrs. Cole responded. Her temporary assistance includes fundamental transportation. The deadline has elapsed. Notified the leasing company that I wouldn't be making a payment. She was not an authorized driver. Vehicle taken back from outside Haley's residence. Enter urgent calls from Haley, Olivia's mother. Overlooked. Sent to Ms. Cole. Olivia is livid. However, trapped by the legal repercussions of failing to act. The residence received an exclusive use order. It was sold in no time. Equity retained in escrow, awaiting distribution. Olivia battled for greater things, stating financial hardship, exploring financial opportunities. The game changer gave it everything. Olivia was required to reveal. It appears she maintained a distinct savings account, contributions made by parents throughout the years, and a few inherited stocks she overlooked, not large. However, it's about more than just the $500 sitting in the inactive joint account. Mr. Peterson presented his case. Distinct assets. Ms. Cole demonstrated the blending of commingled and marital funds, allowing her to preserve them intact. Confidential report. No conclusive evidence. However, the judge highlighted the significance of timing in the final proceedings. No damages awarded. However, it contributed to the overall impression of dishonesty. Conclusive resolution. Resolved right before a disputed trial. The judge expressed frustration with Olivia's strategies during the pre-trial discussions, encountering a more unfavorable result along with the possibility of covering my expenses. Olivia consented. Resources. Home equity is almost evenly split. I have a slight advantage because of the hidden assets taken into account. Stocks allocated as part of marital assets. She maintained her modest personal savings. Financial assistance for a spouse, limited time only, 24 months. Support for rehabilitation purposes, much lower than what was requested. Sufficient to assist her in making the transition. Not support previous way of living. Dependent on initiatives aimed at achieving self-sufficiency. Costs associated with legal services. Everyone covered their own expenses. A victory sidestepped the struggle for her to cover my expenses. Consequences. Olivia resides in a cozy apartment, putting in extra effort, expressing dissatisfaction regarding finances. Received information through indirect means. Haley pulled away once Olivia started to weigh her down. Parents are probably still providing assistance. Regret. I'm sorry. Nothing. It still feels perplexing that I didn't simply support her life after the explosion. The sense of entitlement is profound. She truly believed she was entitled to her lifestyle no matter what. Me? Challenging 7 months. Costly. Overwhelming. However, I'm fine. Improved. In fact, the sense of relief from wrapping up that chapter is significant. I maintained my position. Honesty and strong moral principles. Equitable distribution of assets. I discovered that I manage crises with a strategic approach. Going to the gym, encountering friends that Olivia wasn't fond of, relishing the tranquility of my peaceful home. No cinematic payback. Consistent, relentless outcomes of her decisions facing rational, lawful opposition. She desired something official and binding. Understood. Considering the harsh truths of the financial landscape, that's plenty of satisfaction. I appreciate the opportunity to express my thoughts. Provided significant assistance. It's time to progress. That's it for today's story. If you found it moving, don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.